We have reached one big giant milestone. It's pretty much the thing that started it all. It's time to glass the scuppers. I've got port side ready, so I'm starting. And I might have to change plans, or I might just have to need a lot of patience. It is very fiddly. I'm trying to get 4 layers in there. Yeah, tricky business. So I'll do the first one and then revisit if I continue like this or change plan. Hi, I'm Aladino, and together with my wife Maya, we are refitting a Cape George Cutter 36. We recently moved the boat to Canada, and this is where the refit is going to pick up again. Last week I built a temporary cover over the boat. And now the final touch, the tarp is up as well. There's one little bit missing just above Maya, but we got the bulk. This is our home for a little bit, a cozy little workshop. And now the refit is ready to continue. The bulwarks are a huge part of this boat's story. In some way, they are the Achilles heel of the older Cape George boats. Often it's where water ingress starts, and it all goes from there, ending with a possible deck beam and blocks needing replacement. That's what happened to us, and if you watch back or if you've been following from the start, we have done quite extensive work to rebuild all the structural members. So now that I'm rebuilding the bulwarks again, I'm putting extra care into making sure that these problems don't arise anymore. One big difference is that we are using foam now instead of wood, but also everything is encapsulated. The deck is fiberglassed prior to even installing the bulwarks on it. Scuppers, they are on deck level, so the bulwarks need to be drilled out and hollowed out there, so you have to pay special attention. So my solution to prevent leaks in the future is to add quite a few layers of fiberglass to the inside perimeter, and then afterwards I will wrap over the bulwarks, so we will have encased everything in fiberglass. But the scuppers aren't the only thing I have to do before being ready to fiberglass over the bulwarks.
1, 2, 3, 4. You're making me feel nervous. Tells me that you're worth it. I've taken a shot at my expectations and I'm oversatiated. Now you have me making up words. No, I don't wanna lie.
I don't know if we've shown them yet, but these are the beautiful bronze chain plates that we got from the foundry, Port Townsend foundry. Nice piece of gear, super heavy, super high quality. And now I'm just laying them out. Basically, I'm just getting the top hole because I will put G10 or maybe just West System 404 high density filler on the back, so that when I through bolt the whole thing, I don't compress the foam here, yeah. So that is also a prep step before being able to glass over everything. One thing that I don't know yet is at what angle the lowers are exactly. The main shroud, of course, the cap shroud, goes pretty much straight down, but these are a bit at an angle, the front one like that and the back one like that. So I'm only drilling the top one, and I might even install it, and maybe when the rig is up, we can put these in line. I'm thinking as I go, so. And I will continue in a similar manner. There will be whisker stays, whisker plates that need to be installed, more of those bronze cleats in the bow. That's kind of what I'm working on. So yeah, this hole that I just drilled is not for actual installation. It will be later. It's more to get a reference point on the inside of the bulwarks. And now I still have to come up with a plan. I have a couple of options though. I could insert a compression tube, or I could, like I said, fill it with 404 filler by West, which is the high density filler, or I can put in a little bit of G10. I'll weigh the pros and the cons. Another thing to point out is that when we got these chain plates, we could decide how many holes we want and where we want those to be. And we actually chose those in a very specific location, not to cause similar problems down the line like we have noticed that the Cape Georges can suffer from. So we have this section here from the first to the second hole of about 10 inches with no holes, and that is because there we have the deck, we have the blocks, and we have the beam shelf, and we would like to have no bolts through them, no penetrations, and therefore no risk for water ingress. It is crucial though. Peter from the foundry, he pointed out one at the bulwark height close to where it's attached is crucial, and then the others you can place however you want. So we are super happy with this arrangement. So I have prepped all the holes in the bulwarks that now have to be filled with epoxy. That actually brought to mind that I have some of the Total Boat cartridges. Now granted, this is, I only have the Fixo wood left over, and this is basically colored to match up well when you glue wood together. but it still, regardless, is epoxy. It is denser than the foam that we have in there. So I think I'm super happy with this choice because, yeah, I'm going for efficiency here, and this is going to be so much quicker. So over here you can see one of these examples. I have 4 holes here that I made with the Forstner bit, and those need to be filled with epoxy now. So I taped it in a way that the very top of the hole has like a breather hole still. I didn't tape it completely, and that is because I'm gonna poke in the needle at the very bottom of the hole and then start squeezing until it's full, and epoxy starts coming out of this hole here. And then when that happens, I take out the caulking tip, and I have these pieces of tape prepared here, and that will go over the opening. And the surrounding tape is also to help keep it clean, the area, and to help this tape adhere better to it. So I'm really happy that I'm finally tackling the bulwarks. They are fiddly, and it's still going to take a while, but next steps here is going to be fiberglass and then fairing, priming and painting. Pretty soon it's going to look like a real boat. All right, the time has come to give the bulwarks final shaping before fiberglassing them. And that's what I've been doing all day. So as you can tell, I'm a little empty, but now is the only moment that we can film it because our neighbors were sandblasting and I was sanding, and it was really loud. Oh, and construction in the back. So yeah, it was a go day, but I'm pretty pleased. I managed to prep the port side, and now tomorrow, haven't decided yet if I should tackle glassing one side first or if I do the prep on the other side. Maybe I'll start with glassing, that's a little more pleasant.
So close before I could just reach out, I could take a bite of it and shake it. He's talking about some stupid sneakers he wore. He said, I'll get 'em where they make it. Ain't no middleman to fake it. For a couple weeks I could feel it coming up. Couple days I could hear the drumming of tenements. I pack a gun and we're freshening up as the morning's coming. Bittersweet for the most part, bitter. It's 1 part sweet and it's 2 parts bitter. It's 1 part sweet, I think it's 1 part sweet and it's 2 parts bitter. I got a taste of the good life in the middle of Island Parkway. Drumming in the tenements and a pack of gum and we're freshening in the best morning's coming. Bittersweet for the most part, baby. It's 1 part sweet and it's 2 parts bitter. It's 1 part sweet and I think it's 1 part sweet and it's 2 parts bitter. I got a taste of the good life in the middle of the night. It was about 4 o'clock on a Friday, as in 4 a.m. on a Saturday, and I got a taste of the good life. I was feeling alright, and I was in the backseat. It was a long day. I was in a taxi on the Cross Island Parkway.
All right, I am ready to rock and roll. I have done about 1 side and a half, so I've got half to go from midships all the way to the bow. It also took a little moment to source fiberglass again, a new place. You always, takes a moment to find the sources, but we found a place that has everything, and it's actually quite a crazy shop. We didn't bring the cameras, but I'd like to show you maybe next time. So they sell fiberglass and resins and everything that goes with it, but I feel like 90% of the store's focus is for maybe the film industry or even like Halloween, because it's all about making masks, like injuries, fake injuries on the body, like literally in a film set. And lots of dyes and tints and resins, so they also, it's like for making sculptures look real, like there's a big dragon hanging off the wall and it looks incredibly real, and for that you need gloss and resins and paints, and so yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway, that's all to say that I found fiberglass.
Taste of the good life. I was feeling alright. I was in the backseat. It was a long day. I was in a taxi on the Cross Island Parkway.
It's really satisfying to see things be at this stage, because there was really a huge amount of underlaying work beneath this to get to this stage. All right, I am done with the fiberglassing part. Now I have lunch and I still have the transom to do. So what I'm doing there is I'm glassing the perimeter of the opening where the tiller goes through first, just like I always do it on the perimeters, those first, wrap it around the edges, and then tomorrow I can prep that and I can put 2 layers of 1708 over the entire foam that is over the transom bulwark area. And what I'll do on the fiberglass here on starboard is when the glass has tacked up a little bit, when it's starting to cure, then I'll go over it with the famous Total Fair fairing compound. So yeah, no need for peel ply. And then I have some initial, something initial to start sand down without compromising my fibers of the fiberglass, and yeah, so those stay strong and waterproof. It's like a 2-in-1 step, so that's pretty cool. happy end to this week's episode. I'm so glad that the bulwarks are fiberglassed and that this is progressing really well. We have reached one big giant milestone. The bulwarks are glassed. Been quite a process in the making. It involved a lot, not just the work on them in the past 2 weeks, but before that, it's pretty much the thing that started it all and where we started. And now they're back on, looking good and fiberglassed over. So I'm super happy about that. Now, when working on a boat, you often say you're done, even when it's just 90% done, because it's been so monumental to get to that step that you can say, wow, I'm done. But in reality, of course, I still have to fare, sand them, and get them ready for primer and then paint. But let's call them done for now, just because of how much work has gone into them already. So yeah, a big thank you to you all for following along, believing in us, cheering us on. Thank you all for watching, subscribing, commenting. It's quite incredible what community we have built here and what strong support we get from you all watching and commenting and liking. It really means a lot to us. So tune in next week as we are going to continue. Like I said, I'm still going to be focusing on the bulwarks. There's going to be some sanding. I have already started a bit. Basically, I'm getting the entire deck and bulwarks dialed in a little more. That is to get everything prepared for primer and eventually paint. And then non-skid on top of that so that I can continue putting on the teak tow rail. Yeah, one building block after the other. But for now, we're going to leave you here. Thank you so much to everyone, and we'll see you all next Friday.